What is up, everybody? Welcome into another edition of Make Every Second Count Live with me, your host and international award winning Make Every Second Count speaker for season 10, episode 21. What? When I started this show, I had no idea I would be doing it for 10 years, and that is just insane to me. But I ask you guys if you would please share this episode out. Invite as many people as you can, and I would absolutely love that. Also, keep the thumbs up, hearts, frowny faces, cry faces. Heck, you can even get mad at us. I don't care. Just help me check the algorithm on one of the socials that we're on, and then keep the comments coming. We want to have more of a conversation than just make a presentation. So, excuse me. So, if you have any questions, don't feel bad about asking them. If they're good, I'll read them on the air. If not, I won't. But I would like to bring to the stage a repeat guest of season 10 because I screwed up the first episode we did with her, and we didn't get to see much of the episode. So I want to welcome Miss Megan back.
Hello.
Hi, Miss Megan back.
Hey, Jeff.
How are you doing?
I'm doing really good, and I'm happy to be back. And I can't believe you made it 10 years, like 10 years. That's incredible. That's a good holding.
Thank you so much. It's not like I get a great viewership, but I do get some loyal fans. Like Ben Bruce is in the house, and he is from Nigeria originally, and now he lives in the Seychelles in the Indian Ocean. And then I also get my dad who watches at times, and Robert Brooker who watches at times, and Adam, he watches at times too, but he's kind of weird. I like him, but he's just different. So, but with no further ado, I would like you to go through a short introduction about yourself. Tell everybody who you are, where you're from, and what you do. I would love it.
All right. Hello, darlings. My name is Megan Mackenzie, and I live in a tiny cabin in the White Mountains of New Hampshire.
Wow.
I have a little outhouse. That was like the big appeal for me. So I live a little differently. I have a regular toilet now, but
Oh, all right.
I like that kind of lifestyle. And what I do is help people grow exponentially because of the hardship. I help people transform their lives.
Wow.
And I do this through coaching, but I also do it through one of my favorite healing modalities, which is breath work.
I think I told you on the previous episode that I had somebody that did breath work on here, and it was pretty darn cool, I have to say. So you talk about helping people through the problems in their life. I know personally that life has a tendency to put things in our way, it tries to stop us from living our best life. You see, at 17, I was involved in a very serious car accident. I spent 2.5 months in a coma, 3.5 in the hospital. They told me I might never walk again, but I am doing it. And I can say that I have done it on 4 continents now. And I'm so proud of that each and every time I say it. But has life ever put anything in your way before you got this lovely mountain house in New Hampshire?
Yeah, Jeff, it's been like a series of that, and I'll get into that. But really, what I had learned from all of the things that, we say get in our way, which has actually ultimately created my way. And so what I've learned is what to do with these things when they come in, the adversity, the challenges, the heartache, the pain, and to make it work for us so we can grow exponentially. And that's what I've been doing. And it really started. So both my parents committed suicide, but my dad first left when I was 12 years old. And then later on, my mother left when I was 21 and pregnant with my first child.
When you say leave, do you mean kill themselves?
Yep.
All right, sorry, because the
Yep.
whole left, I was like, well, did they leave first? All right, but I understand that now. So I'm sorry about that. You say it's been a series of things, though.
Yeah. So it's not just my parents' suicides. Like I thought I was immune or resilient to like depression or mental health and all that stuff because I've been on such a mental health wellness for decades, and I thought I had it all under my belt, like that would never touch me. And it was really humbling when I had my second child. I got postpartum depression, and I could start to see or sense how somebody could start to want to choose the path of leaving this life. So I got to like touch it a little bit, like things got very, very dark for me. And then later on, actually, just not too long ago, a couple of years ago, I actually hit my breaking point where, with again, with all of the health and wellness, all of the tools, all of the knowledge that I have, I hit my breaking point, and it ended up walking myself into a doctor's office begging for benzos because I couldn't do it anymore. That was like a huge awakening, a huge turnaround. All these things ultimately have been some of the greatest gifts of my entire life because what has then happened, what I did with it, or the awareness, the awakening that came after.
Hmm, interesting. So I know I also mentioned this on the first time we had our little go around, but Marcus Aurelius has a quote, and I am paraphrasing here, but he says that the obstacle is the way. And that is what I am seeing in your situation. That whole everything that you faced has taught you and led you and made you grow through what you have gone through. Is that correct?
Yeah, exponentially.
And what do you mean by exponentially? Can I ask?
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I got here because I read things in a book. I hit these hard moments, and then it was like I didn't just come back to baseline after Jeff. Like what I did was then I like the amount of growth, the insight, the joy, the healing, just everything that I experienced that was positive, like I skyrocketed every time and hit a new level, a new baseline.
Yeah, that's awesome. So we have a comment from Isabel Luz Camacho Black. Yeah, I tried to say that 5 times fast. I bet you can't do it. So she says, exactly, Megan. Things don't get in our way to keep us from our purpose of greatness. They get in our way to give us the opportunity to show up in God's glory. You are a beautiful healer. This is a powerful story. I would love to connect. So sorry about your parents. And then we have another one from Robert Brooker, who is from Canada. He'll say A all the time just to be funny. But he says, hello, Jeff, Megan, and Izzy. So
Oh,
good to see all you guys tonight. I hope you are having a great evening. We are here with Megan Mackenzie on episode 21 of season 10. Wow. And she is telling us all about the wisdom and growth that she experienced through her hardships. So, what? like what led to you looking for the positive in those hardships?
Everything really changed for me when I was 12 years old. Like it was a whole pinnacle. Like what had happened, so I experienced my father's death, and that was tragic, right?
Yes.
And what that taught me was at that time, like I kind of lost a bit of like the innocence of the world. Like, whoa, right? People are really struggling. There's really dark, challenging, difficult things that people aren't even talking about that now I was exposed to. Now, here's the beautiful thing that has been such a gift. I had this cocktail of influences that came in simultaneously as I'm grieving my father's death, and my world is shattered and my eyes are open to another side of the world, the hardness, the darkness.
Yeah.
I had two people come in that influenced me, that helped open my heart and open my mind. I had a woman come in who's been a lifelong mentor, and she taught me something at the time was so misunderstood. It was shut down in my school because it was considered witchcraft. Today we call that Reiki. So just to date myself here a little bit, like a lot of people know what Reiki is. It's an energy healing that you can do through your hands, and that opened things up. Like then it gave me the possibility, it gave me the awareness that I can heal from something like this.
Yeah.
And then my cousin stepped in on top of that, and he opened up my mind. He started feeding me things like Leonardo da Vinci and Shakespeare and sacred geometry and things like black holes, and to always keep asking the question, why this, why. So my heart was breaking and healing at the same time, and my mind was open, and I was asking those really big life questions at 12 years old. So when most girls were like trying to get their hands on like Cosmo and like 17 magazine, I was picking up Scientific America and Psychology Today. So it just totally changed me as a person. And I just started to consume as much self help information as I possibly could.
You hear
And then,
that thunder?
no, oh,
Oh, all right. Well, it's like storming big here. So
cool.
if I end up getting cut off or something, it's probably a power outage, and I'm sorry, but things happen, I guess.
Yep, that happens. That's right. Well, at least I know I didn't bore you to death or something and you didn't
No,
disappear.
no, you're not boring me to death. You're not boring me to life. You're not doing anything to me. It's funny because I have been studying this stuff like I talked about Marcus Aurelius earlier. And I have been studying the Stoics, like the whole philosophy of Stoicism and how that kind of aligns with the make every second count philosophy. And it's so strange to me because I did not know anything about the Stoicism philosophy before like 6 months ago. And I'm like, wow, that's really neat. So, what was, how would you suggest people go about finding the right people in their life? I mean, you said you had mentors. So, how exactly did you find those mentors?
So the quote that is coming to mind is, when the student is ready, the teacher appears.
Oh,
And that's always been the case. It's the right person is not always the case where you're just going to like go on the internet and find them. Like it's always, for me, a lot of the times been a case of they just arrive. They just kind of come into my life or come into people's lives, and they say the right thing. They provide the right support. They ask the right question, and things open up, things change, things start to process and move.
now you say you coach, but I've noticed something about coaches. They often have coaches themselves. So is that true about you? Do you have a coach?
Yeah, I do. I have one of the most, to me, one of the most amazing coaches. I am so lucky to have the people that come into my life at the right time. Like, this is probably one of my greatest strengths is having people with such knowledge and precision and wisdom to help guide me. I mean, I didn't get here alone, Jeff, right? Like, I've had people, I mean, I did the work and I showed up, but I had these influences. I had the support. I had someone asking me really interesting, good questions at the right time in my life. And I love it. And I see how much it helps for me to show up in front of somebody who's looking for support and guidance and to watch their connections and aha moments and transformation happen. It is so cool. It is so exciting. Like I get so lit up when they're like, when it clicks and they get it and they show up differently the next day. It, it's so fun.
So, can you tell me more about the right questions that
Mm.
these people ask? I know I'm
No, no,
being
no, no. I got an
difficult.
answer for you. This is so the right questions are the ones that lead you directly to your own truth and your own power.
Lead you to your own truth and own power.
Right here. The right question is going to lead you. You all, because here's the thing what I know is that you already have the answer that you're looking for.
Hmm. That's insightful. Thank you. I like that. So we did have one question from Ben Bruce. He said, when the student is ready, the teacher appears, which is the quote you said a minute ago. He says, does this apply to all life's challenges?
Why wouldn't it? Why wouldn't it?
Can you elaborate a little bit on that, please?
I mean, if you are ready, I'm not talking about college. I'm not talking about you're ready to be a student and then you go into a school. Like there's something inside of you that is ready and willing to learn and change and grow. And force is bigger than I know. It just seems to be that way. Their quote is there for a reason, like, or it has become such a big quote for a reason because it just seems to work that way. And I'd love to give you a more concrete answer, but sometimes it's just how, like, just the way life works and intervenes. Like,
Yeah, I get it. So, what would you suggest for the person out there that is going through something extremely hard at the moment? What would you say to that person?
I would make sure that you are really present with that hardship. And because what happens is when we are feeling the challenges and the pain, all the uncomfortability, we want to run and we want to distract ourselves and we want to numb. In order to get through this and get through this in a way where you're not dragging it out, you have to get really still and present. So I would take a moment and just be still and have the courage to know that you're going to be okay if you can sit with this. You're allowed to sit with it. You're safe to sit with it. And then just allow it. Then you're giving it the space and the time to process and heal. And that's when, right, the insights come in or something inside of you, a beautiful, a moment awareness, a connection, something, aha moment comes forward, right? And then the gifts start to reveal themselves to you that you are getting from the hardship. And if someone's really in it, they're going to be like, Megan, like, there's no gift in this right now. And
Yeah,
that can be really hard.
yeah, it's extremely hard to see the lesson in whatever you were going through while you were going through that. That is something I learned. But you have to have faith that that lesson is there. Is that what you're saying pretty much?
Yeah, what I've learned through all the years, I've started to like build this muscle or this trust that I'm going to get something out of it. Like there's a reason, like having faith and trusting that there's a very good reason that you're in the situation that you are, and that your eyes can be opened, your heart can be open, your mind can be open, and you can extract something that can help you actually. It can, that situation, that hardship that you're in can actually be the very thing, when you fully emotionally metabolize it, can get you to exactly where you want to be in your life. I'm not kidding. That's how that can work. That's called post traumatic growth. This
Yeah,
is what I'm talking about. You grow exponentially because of the thing you went through.
yeah. That is so. I don't know. That's just one of those things that I have gotten out of studying the Stoics, and that they experienced that. They knew that even back in like ancient Rome, and it's like we have forgotten that knowledge up until now. And a lot of people don't actually realize that when they're going through something, and that's because things are hard. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. Whatever you're going through, it might be hard, but keep moving. Keep your feet moving forward, because before you know it, you'll be out of that. It said there's a light at the end of every tunnel. And I believe that. It might take a while to see it, but I believe it's there. So, like, all right, let's go a little bit off script here. But so, what exactly does make every second count mean to you?
It's really remembering. And this is hard to do, because we get so busy, but really having in the back of your mind that life's short and you get one chance. What are you going to do with it? How good can you make it? Am I willing to go after and find out?
Yeah. So, I have been discussing with a lot of people that question right there. And a lot of people seem to think that it's like a hustle culture thing, but it's not intended to be that at all. They tell me that it is all about trying to get the most out of each second. And I said, well, that's not really true, because if there's one thing I do not preach, that's hustle culture. I think in this country especially, but all over the place, people are hustling. People are trying to make that dollar. And that's not what make every second count is about to me. But it's interesting because it's different for every person.
Yeah.
So, what is the toughest challenge about living in the mountains of New Hampshire?
I love the land here, Jeff. I love the mountains. I love the trees. The hardest thing for me is I do want more. I want access to, I live in a very small town. So I would love to be around, bigger groups, people that like challenge me more, like where I can grow. I have some beautiful, sweet human beings here. But like there is something that I seek and I look for, well, like culturally with people. But the land here I love.
I bet it's amazing. Do you see the northern lights there often?
I'm not that far up. It's very rare that they make it down to me, but I do get to see all the stars at night, and that's a gift.
Yeah, that is definitely a gift because there's too much light pollution here. I know I can see quite a few, but I can't see the amount. Like if you go to the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee and in Gatlinburg and go up in the mountains at night, just sit there and you can look up and you just see everything. That is a spiritual experience.
I think that's a
So
great way to make every second count.
exactly, I so agree with you. Thank you so much for bringing that to light. So I have to ask, do you happen to have any contact information you would like people to have?
Yes. If you want to connect with me, which I love, so I'm the connected woman on Instagram. So I love to connect. If you want to reach out, you want to say hi, you want to ask a question, anything, I am here for it. I love it. So I welcome it. So you can find me on Instagram at the period connected period woman, the connected woman.
The
If
connected woman.
if you want to find out a little bit more about me and my work, you can visit me at my website, which is Megan Megan, Megan, Mac, MAC.com. Did you like forget it? I was like, what is my, like, what
Yeah,
is it?
that was pretty cool. I have to say so. That was really neat. So, all right, here Ben Bruce is asking your Instagram handle again. Now
Yep.
it's the period connected period woman period.
Nope. Just the period connected period woman.
All
The
right,
connected woman.
all right, cool.
So
I had to get that right for myself too, because I'm gonna connect with you. Then I can be the connected man. Yeah. So all right. He wants me to type it. So
okay.
the period connected
I'm going to do it here too.
period woman. All right. Cool. The connected woman. That's awesome. I even spelled it right. I'm surprised by that. I'm not always the best, but oh well. The connected woman. So I want to say thank you so much for being here. I know this was the second time you're on here and I love it and I appreciate it and it means so much to me because I messed it up the first time. I talked over you too much and I messed your flow up and I appreciate you coming back to tell more of your story.
I think we did great last time, but I'm so happy to be here again. Like truly, Jeff, it's really great to connect with you again. Thank you so much for having me. Thank you guys for listening and asking questions or comments. It's really cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys so much. And I need everybody out there, including you, Megan, to do me a favor this week, next week, and for the rest of your life. I need you to make every second count. Why? Because you never know when those seconds are going to run out on your one life. That's it. One. I'll see you guys back here next Tuesday, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. And until then, you have a fantastic week. Thank you again, Megan.
Thank you.